Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the First Chapter with the J, O, and the C. The C is me, Carmen, Jolanda, Olivia. And as we always do, we welcome you. And we do our check in with each other first. How are you ladies this week?
Good.
Peachy King jelly beans?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Looking like left eye.
Oh,
She
you know what? Wait. I don't have a condom.
is.
Is she
Left
covered?
eye.
Cover your
Left
left
eye.
eye because the eye's right.
If I had a condom, I'd stick it in there. I got a sticker.
There you go.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, I messed up my little mascara. That's all right. That's what happens when you silly.
Well, I was so happy to see the you guys physically last week as we got together for our Valentine's Day um get together with our basement crew. We were missing two people, but we had Joey and Joseph with us of our basement crew. If you guys have been watching, you know that our basement crew is our male friends that we've been friends with for over 30 some 40 some years, almost 40 some years. Oh my god, 30 some years,
30s
30.
30
for
years,
me. 30s for
30
me.
some 30
That's
years.
about 30.
It's still 30. What do you mean for you? It's still the same thing for us. Same
I
thing
don't
for us.
know when you guys met him. 30
Yeah,
years.
same thing, same thing.
Okay.
So we were
Full
able to
season.
hang out with them and go bowling and have dinner. So it was wonderful to see Joey and Joseph this weekend. And of course, wonderful to see each other and actually give each other hugs. So let's check in to see how our week was. So I'll go first this time. My week was pretty um I mean, it was a regular week, but it was taxing on my brain because the organization that I founded, Omega Theta Epsilon Fraternity and Sorority Incorporated, has now entered their first rush season. And we are really busy getting everything together, getting our ad campaigns out there. So you're going to see them on social medias and other platforms this week. So yeah, my brain has been going firing off every which way trying to make sure we get this off the ground. And so yeah, that's what I've been busy doing. Bethany is home doing her physical therapy and doing very well. Um and she's actually getting ready to attend some couple of classes at the junior college so that when she get ready to go back to school, she hasn't missed much at all. She's quite determined. So I'm happy with that. Yep. So that's been my week. Jolanda, how's your week been?
I have spent the week getting back into my routine because I like my routine, but when I leave it, I don't want to get back into it because it's a lot of stuff.
Mm.
So Monday, like I returned home Monday. I returned home Monday. So Monday was a bust. Because I spent the whole day traveling.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I laid on the couch and then I laid on the bed. And then I laid on the couch and then I went to bed. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday was my first day back to full speed. So I'm just getting back into my normal and trying to figure out when I'm coming home again because depending upon my mom, I may be home sooner than later. So I'm at her beck and call. So getting her schedule together so she will let me know when she needs me again. So that's been my week. It's been pretty uneventful, thank God.
Okay. All right. Olivia, what's been going on with you? How's your week?
My week has been getting back to school after a Monday off and having the kids recalibrate themselves to school since they didn't have school on Monday. That's a little bit. I went to a workshop on Thursday. So I was in building, but out of my classroom for the day. And my kids are like, wanting to see me, and I'm like, no, you can't see me. I'm in a meeting and you're in school. And then what happened? Uh, one of my friends, she had a car accident, which she's okay and everything. Her car's okay, but it was very scary to see when I pull up because we normally pull up to the gym maybe within a minute or two of each other, but I stopped to get air in my tire and I was like kicking myself that I was like, normally I'm here, so I would have been able to see and like probably couldn't stop it, but at least been there for her at that
How you
time
gonna stop a
when it
car
happened.
accident?
Right.
Huh? You
How
guys
you
got to
gonna
turn up your
stop a car
volumes.
accident?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
How are you going to stop a car accident?
I said I wouldn't have been able to stop it, but I would at
Okay,
least been able to be there when when she got out the car for
okay.
her. So and then Saturday, my grandbaby, no, yeah, yesterday was Saturday. My grandbaby came over with her parents and they tried on clothes because she starts school on Monday, tomorrow.
Oh,
So her dad will drop her off, and her Mimi, her great Mimi, because that's what she is, will be picking her up from school and dropping her off at home. So it was exciting to see her being excited about going to school and being around other kids and
oh, she's
just
so
that new
wonderful.
beginning. So yeah,
Oh, school time. Oh, that wonderful. That's great.
yeah.
All
So
right. New beginnings. I love that. All right. Well, uh, new beginnings always evoke new emotions. So that is going to be our topic of discussion today is emotional balance. That's something I know that I have an inner struggle with myself is emotional balance. I know that I don't probably present that way because I hide my emotions to for most people and try to remain indifferent to most people. Those who know me that are closer to me probably know me see my emotions more than most folks. There's only a handful of people who see the emotional side of me. But yes, so we're going to talk about emotional balance. Who wants to start?
I will, because I put up a question.
Okay.
Because I'm all about creativity. If you didn't know, so how do you express emotional creativity? I really honestly saw this question and I thought it was interesting, but I will be truthful and say I really don't understand the question, which is also why I'm asking it. Because by you guys answering it, then maybe I will get an understanding of the question. So, if I'm not alone with not understanding it, how do you express emotional creativity?
So,
um, I will say emotional creativity. Sometimes I doodle, I write, free write. I paint, I color. Now that I color, um, I might dance. Mm, yeah, those are like the creative. When I have emotions that I use creatively, how I use it creatively.
me, I think how I do it is that I just have to do stuff with my hands. I have to physically move. I have to um do and just put all the what I'm feeling into a work. And it does not have to be like, like now, you know me, I'm working, I'm on the computer and I'm doing, you know, not that type of work, something that that manifests into something, you know. So it could be anything. It could be I like to clean. Everybody knows that I like to clean. So it could be cleaning something and then my result is, you know, a sparkling stove. I don't know. And or it could be cooking something, or it could be sitting down crocheting, or it could be sewing something. You know what I mean? It could be anything for me as long as my hands are moving and I'm kind of, I guess, releasing or that emotion into mm, that movement.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say diddle. Now that you guys answered the question, which gave me a clarity on the question. Um, yeah, all of that. Do you want to see a change in some result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that wasn't a good question. I'm gonna do another one. That wasn't a good question. Let's see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How do you manage anxiety? I'll go because I've been anxious lately. So, kind of a same. I'll let you know how anxious I've been because my coping tool is right here. So, coloring, most definitely. Painting. I got all my stuff on my desk. So I got my paints are right here too. Um, and talking to myself. I talk it out. Um, this is what I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way? Like literally, I have a whole conversation as if someone was sitting in front of me and I express those emotions. Um, and then I answer them and I gain clarity and get rid of the anxiety that way. I have even gone outside and stand in the tree line and scream and just release it out into the open. I'm sure my neighbors don't enjoy that, but I do it. Um, and I release it that way. So those are the things I do for anxiety. What about you guys?
I always sit quietly by myself. I'm kind of an isolator. When I'm having an anxiety thing, I just get away from people. I get away from it all.
That
Um,
makes me more anxious.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Different strokes.
Mhm.
Olivia.
So, for me, with anxiety, I stop, I let myself feel it. Then I might count to myself, I might breathe, um, do some uh, deep breathing. I might actually lay down. If I'm at home, I might lay down and curl up into my fetal position and just hold myself. Um, or I might actually, if I'm home again, I'll get in the shower and let the water run over me and cleanse me. So if I feel like I need to cry or anything, because I'm not a crier, but if I feel like I'm gonna cry, I'll get in the shower. So if I do, it it all gets rinsed away.
Hmm.
So that's what I do.
I have a follow
Or
up.
music. Oh, music is a big one.
I have a follow up with that with both of you. Carmen went first, so I'm gonna ask her first. So when you're sitting in silence and solitude, is that a feeling of safety or like what happens there that helps you release your anxiety? Or
I
does
kind
it
of
release? I
play it.
mean, you may not
You know
have
what I
to
mean?
release it.
I don't think I really release it. I play scenarios over in my head, you know, how I should have dealt with this, or did I deal with this right, or am I satisfied with the outcome of whatever it is that's brought me to this point? Um, and if I am, then great. But if I'm not, I need to I need to get all right with it. How am I going to be all right with this? Because this too shall pass. You know what I mean? I try to get myself because I I know that there really is no at this point that you know what I mean. If I'm at this point, I got to get over it. and there's nobody coming to help me. There's no real solution to it if I'm at this point. So I'm not saying that it's the healthiest thing, what I mean, or anything, but what I mean, or that I'm even dealing with it properly. It's just the way I deal with it. But yeah, I just replay it all over in my head. And if I'm angry, then I'll be angry. I'll get over it. If I'm sad, I'll be sad. I'm gonna get over it. Um,
Okay, so you just accept it.
yeah.
You embrace it. Okay. So when you're in the shower, Olivia, and you crying, is that cathartic? Like, I've never cried in the shower. Usually when I cry, I just be crying. So I'm asking because no, it's not an experience I've had. That's why I asked you guys follow-up questions because I've not done those things. So I'm learning. So is it just more cathartic in the shower with the water running? It's,
Well, if I do cry, it I do it in the shower because I want a mask so that nobody sees me do it. I
um,
am I was and I think it's growing up having parents that like when you get a spanking, like we got shit, we didn't get spankings, we got whooped. And one of the things they would say would be hush all that crying or um stop
Fix your
crying or I'll
face.
give you something to cry about.
Fix your face.
Like all of those different things, I think I internalized. So as an adult, even as a teenager, I was like, I'm never gonna let nobody else make me cry like my parents did. And I would go to my room and I'd cry because I had to suck the shit up.
mm,
And after that, I was like, you're a punk if you cry. Like literally, that's what I thought. All my like literally. Like I would laugh at people who cried because I had no
you
no
laugh.
way to regulate because I've always heard shut up or I'll give you something to cry about, fix your face, all those different things. So for me, it was hard to actually like now if somebody who I care about is crying, I can soothe you, I can take care of you. It's fine. I'm there for you. But if I just see a random person crying, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, suck this shit up and keep it moving. So for me, it was hard to let a tear fall. So if I cry, understand I am truly pissed. Like I mean pissed to high pistivity, or I just can't take it anymore. Like the emotions have built so high that if I don't cry, I'm gonna hurt somebody or hurt myself. So that's why in the shower it's the best because it masks the tears. Plus, if I'm crying hard enough, I will actually stand under the shower and let it drain all the way down my body versus just I'll stand in the shower and I'll put my head down and let it hit this. I don't know what this is called back here.
The,
Nate,
the nape of your neck.
But yeah, I'll let it just hit right there and that usually goes down my spine and I feel better. But if it's like something deep, 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 a deep wound, I will literally stand under the shower head and let it go.
mm, all right. Someone else's turn.
All right. Let's see.
Mm,
For emotional balance, we talked about um some of the ways you asked about anxiety and things like that. When it comes to emotional balance, a lot of it comes with boundaries. So for you ladies, what emotional boundaries have you set for yourself during this time of your life? What emotional boundaries have you set for yourself or you have to learn to set for yourself?
I could say this. Recently, I had to set a new emotional boundary for myself. So, when it comes to my son, um, he's reached a point in his adult life where uh, I don't understand anything he's doing. Um, he's not doing anything that I raised him to do, and he's doing stuff that's hurting my feelings. So I realize now that that's not my the son. That's not the boy that I raised. That's the man he is, or the man he's trying to be, or the man he's trying to figure out who he is, and it has nothing to do with me. So I have to let him figure that out, and I have to take my emotions away. I have to stop being the helicopter mom. You know, I can't do that no more. That's emotionally hurting me. So I have to stop that. So I have to set that
Hmm.
boundary of going, okay, go do what you gonna do. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't attach my heart to the decisions you make anymore.
So then your boundary is that when it comes to his decisions, you're not a factor in his decisions.
I
Your
can't. I don't
emotions
even
are
want
not
to.
a factor.
And no, it's not. It's not.
And he's 24,
25.
25. Yeah. Ooh, having teenage kids. Woo.
These
I
young
wish
adults
they were teenage kids.
trying. You know what I'm
Having
saying?
grown kids is a lot. And
Yeah.
especially a male child, it's a lot because we've talked about it before. When you have a male child, that's your
Forever love.
forever, like truly forever love.
Mhm.
Like you love your daughter, but like that love for your son is a totally different
It's
type of
different.
love.
It's
Where
different.
my daughter is more of,
My daughter
now
becomes,
that she's
yeah,
grown, is more my,
friend. She's
she's my
become my,
daughter, but friend.
yeah, she's become my friend. My daughter has even stated, I know this kind of off the thing. She was like, I know that you and I would have been friends if I was born in the 90s, mama. If I was in the 90s, I know that me and you would have been friends. Yeah.
That's hard. That boundary is hard. Jolanda, do you have one that, how do you set emotional boundaries for yourself, or are you learning how to set them?
I've set them. Um, I have new ones that I just incorporated within the past week, honestly. Uh, yeah, one of the reasons I was home was to bury a friend, and she was an overgiver. The church was full, which was beautiful, but she's 47 and no longer here, which is not beautiful. So, would I rather have a full church or an empty church, but make it to 90? Uh,
Mm.
so,
Oh, that's oh.
yeah, I thought about that a lot. So, I made a decision. It, it's been coming for a while. It's not like it's just that one thing. But that was kind of like a haha moment. Yeah, if you show me who you are,
Mhm,
I have a choice. I can accept you for who you are,
mhm.
or I can walk away. I'm not going to try to change you. I'm no longer going to temper my emotions to make you feel better because that eats me up inside. If you can't accept me for who I am, even though I've accepted you for who you are, it's okay. And vice versa. If I can't accept you for whatever reasons, it's okay. It hurts. But I'd rather go through the pain of losing someone than not being here and losing myself. And that's hard for me because I love people and I love people hard. So, but that reality of um, her being such a beautiful soul, and even her husband stood up and said, um, I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't love people like she did.
Mm,
And I was like, yeah, but she didn't love herself.
yeah.
She loved herself, but not enough because she should still be here.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I wasn't expecting to have that conversation. But yeah, that's my new boundary. My other boundaries I spoke about on this podcast channel thingy before. So that's you've heard that time and time again. It doesn't need to be shared again. But the reality of yeah, especially as Black women, we love and support and take care of and nurture and give and give and give and yeah, people sometimes appreciate it. Um, but when you're gone, and they move on. They move on, and you're not here. So, yeah. How about you?
So on that note of both of you, I like Jolanda said earlier, I had a brother basically um that I cared about pass away. I saw a car wreck of uh a friend who I see almost every single day. I realized that my boundary is I'm only gonna do what makes me happy. If whatever you ask me to do does not make me happy, and Jolanda talks about happiness all the time or brings me joy, I'm not doing it. Like if it takes away any time of my day that is not scheduled for me or is scheduled for me, I'm not doing it. And the other thing that I learned, and this is not a boundary, but I learned it very today was the aha moment, is that I was brought here to love people, but those people not didn't necessarily were not necessarily here to love me in my life. I was here to love them, but they were not necessarily here to love me. So, emotional boundaries.
Um,
Anything else you guys want to say about that?
Mm,
we're talking about setting them, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think that's about it. Stick to it, ladies.
Well, then,
Definitely.
if you can stick to those, then how do you do that? How my question is then, how do you maintain emotional honesty? Because I believe we get into these stressing situations because we're not being honest with how we feel. We take in consideration other people's feelings, but we're not being real honest about how we feel. So how do you do that?
Oh,
How do
I
you
can answer
make
that. I
uh,
speak my truth now. And even if I get upset and cry, which you guys saw this weekend, because when I spoke my truth, it was not well received, or I was shut down when I tried to explain, it's okay. I spoke my truth. Um, and crying is cathartic for me. So I got it out. So I am now over that situation because I spoke my truth. However, that situation was received by others, it doesn't apply to me because in the moment, I spoke my truth. I put it on the table and it's done. In my opinion, you can speak your truth to people and still love them even though you disagree. Even though in the moment they may be pissed off at you. It is what it is. And vice versa. I should be able to speak my truth. You should be able to speak your truth. And that's what works. I can say it now because I've now lived through it for me. And it allows me to then be able to say, hey, I put it on the table. It is what it is. How it's received is not, that's not my business. I always walk into the room with an open heart. If people don't receive it that way, that's okay. And they have every right to see a situation in the way that they see it. And that is not a personal attack upon me because we go through things in our own lives that our closest friends, our family, they don't know. And so you come into a situation always with um, others, if that makes sense. You have others. You're never, yeah, you walk in open and honest, but it's still others. You know, this is what happened yesterday. This is what happened Tuesday. Uh, I have a parent that may be dying. It's a lot. And
Well,
that's
with
not
baggage,
necessarily
you have a little baggage. Everybody comes at the new
baggage. Good
situation.
word.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you have a little baggage. Yeah.
We all walk into the world, into our situations with baggage. So we not necessarily might not know what's behind words that are said, but you should still be able to honestly be able to have an exchange. So that's how I hold up my boundaries. I find it easier. I've been doing it now for a little while, even in interpersonal relationships with my husband. If we get into a disagreement, and I've had a discussion with him, and he knows when we're in the moment, we're going to say everything that needs to be said. I don't care how angry we are. We're going to have to say it now, even if it's yelling it. We getting it out because when I walk away from that situation at that moment, I'm done. I can't carry this with me anymore. So, excuse me, kids are texting. I can't carry it past this situation. I can't. Gosh, don't go on there. Don't have group chat on when you on your thing. Okay. So that's how I keep that boundary. I speak my truth within the moment.
Okay. So
Long way to say
you
that.
that's that. Yeah. What about you, Olivia? How do how do
Keep
you
those
maintain
boundaries.
emotional honesty? We talked boundaries was what we talked about
Oh, I
last.
thought we
Uh,
were asking how we kept the.
No, emotional honesty. You answered the
I
question.
answered. Okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't what I thought I was
Emotional
answering.
honesty. Well, I'm be honest. I had to just be honest with myself first.
Hmm.
You got to be honest with yourself first before you can be emotionally honest with anybody else. So, me being emotionally honest with myself um, is then I can be emotionally honest with other people because a lot of people lie to themselves constantly, day in, day
Constantly.
out about situations.
Constantly.
They see things and they're like, oh, it's okay. We'll make it, whatever, whatever. Instead of just saying, honestly, I have this feeling. I know it's right because I trust myself. Oh, and emotional trust and trusting myself. So being honest with myself and trusting myself. Um, in what I feel, what I see, and what I think. What Jolanda said about um, seeing and taking people at who they present as.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, is earlier about knowing that I love somebody uh, or I love people, but those people weren't necessarily here to love me. Um, taking that and knowing that how they present is how they're going to present. I can't change them, so I have to be honest with myself and trust myself enough to say, "Hey, it's okay. I'm going to take care of me first before I take care of anybody else. I'm going to focus on me first before I focus on anybody else." And when you do that, you have emotional honesty with yourself, where then you could be able to be like Jolanda and be emotionally uh, honest verbally with other people. But you have to trust yourself and you have to be honest with yourself about whatever situation you're in so that you can speak it, is what I feel. Might not be what Jolanda feels, but that's what I feel.
We different people.
Of course. Different
Well, I
people.
don't know if that's
Yeah,
something
that's
that you
different.
felt. What do you
What
think?
about you, Carmen?
Um, well, I first had to be honest about uh I had to stop lying to myself about what I actually saw in other people. because I always tried to paint people in a better light than what they actually were standing in. Because I wanted to see the best in the people that I wanted in my life when they not necessarily needed to be in my life. Um, so if I was honest, I started to be honest about what I actually saw. And then when once I took off those rose colored glasses when looking at, people and saw them for the people for the person they actually are, and not who I painted them to be, not, who, I mean, anybody else said or anything, but who I painted them because I wanted them to be in my life. I was actually be able to, process that emotion of maybe you should be here, or now I can take you for who you are, and I can deal with you much better, or I can deal with you not at all. So yeah, and then when you do, when you are emotionally honest with yourself about how you feel about certain situations and certain people, uh, it does shift your world. It shifts how you move. It shifts how, you know it shifts what comes in and comes out of your life. So yeah, certain situations faded to the side. That's no longer in my life. Certain people faded away or faded to the background. They probably fought their way to try to stay in there, but they had to go because you had that emotional tie that I kept going. I broke because I was honest with myself that they were detrimental, or they were one sided, or they were totally not the truth. So yeah, that's how I keep myself emotionally honest these days. Taking off rose colored glasses and being honest of what I see, trusting my instinct and not painting people into who I want them to be, and just taking them for who they actually are.
What I will say is, as Jolanda was talking about, like what Black women take on and things like that, a lot of us, we fall in love with potential. We've never been people who, I don't know what to say, what it's called, but we always see the potential in something, because we are creatives. So we see the potential in a piece of wood to make a house out of it, or sculpture, or a piece of clay, or a person, and we mold them in our minds to what we want them to be, or how we think they're going to be in our lives. And because we do that, sometimes we get those red flags, yellow flags, orange flags, and we ignore them until it's too late. And then we have to grieve that person. So, and grieving, people always think of like, oh, they died, or, but you could grieve somebody who's actually still alive. You can grieve a relationship. You can grieve a job. You can grieve, um, uh, I don't know. You can grieve anything, a pet death, whatever. How do you grieve to stay emotionally balanced? How do you grieve?
I acknowledge that it actually happened. I used to not. If I had a traumatic event, I would move past it because I had other stuff going on, which is why I said
Yeah,
I can no longer
yeah,
hold onto those things because it
yeah.
was literally killing me. I had my first no, panic attack. I didn't know what it was, but it was because I had so much on top of me and I never dealt with it. And I don't know if Carmen remembers, I had to, it was freezing in Chicago. I just couldn't breathe, couldn't catch my breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and sat on my porch. Something inside me said, go sit on your porch. And I still couldn't breathe. And I called Carmen and was like, girl, I can't, what's wrong with me? I can't breathe. And she was like, you having a panic attack. I'm like, I never had a panic attack. I thought that was malarkey. I didn't believe in that kind of stuff. Um, I got off the phone with her, and that's really when I truly started just analyzing myself and talking to myself and acknowledging this is what you're feeling. Why are you feeling this? What's going on? How can you fix it? So that was stage one for me because I always tried to fix it. I was always the fixer.
Mm-hmm. I
Um, it took a long time to get to where I am now. I don't try to fix it anymore. I accept it. I acknowledge it. That's why when Carmen says she sits quiet, and I said, "Oh, so you accept it."
mm-hmm.
I accept it. I don't embrace it like it's okay, but I allow myself the freedom and the vulnerability to feel those feelings. If I need to cry, I cry and I don't judge myself for it
And
anymore.
that's that grieving part that Olivia
So
was
I let it
speaking
go.
apart. You grieve that part.
Yeah.
When you if you need to cry, then that's that, you know what I mean, then you cry, you grieve it, and you let it go. I mean, that's another, that's, same thing that I do too. I can piggyback off what you said, Jolanda, is that I accept it. Um I acknowledge it, I should say. I acknowledge it, but I analyze the situation, and I take accountability for my part in it that made me feel the way I felt, because I don't I don't heap blame solely on somebody else. I had a part in it too. So I accept my part in it, and if I need to cry over it, if I need to scream and holler over it, I will, and then I let it go. I let it go. And either I can act like it never happened, and you know what I mean, and then be people will be like, well, you don't even acknowledge that this person exists. It's not that I don't acknowledge that they exist. I let it go, so their presence doesn't affect me anymore. I could walk in a room and be like, I could probably even talk to the people like, person, like, you never you never touched me. Nothing you ever did ever affected me, because I have let it go. I guess that comes with some emotional maturity as well.
Your
What
turn.
about you, Larry?
Oh, thank you, ladies, because grieving is one thing that I've been practicing since I guess January 1st, like for real grieving. Um, uh, Grieving losses finally of people who've passed, also grieving relationships that have gone awry. And one thing that Carmen said is definitely seeing the part that I played for it to happen, especially when it comes to like a demise of a relationship. Like what is the part? Did I ignore the red flags? Did I foster it? Did I um, say it's okay or that's fine for it to keep moving so that I could be in that person's life instead of saying, you know what, that's not what I want. Um, so and speaking my truth. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. Next. Who's next?
You are.
That a girl.
You are.
No, I
Mm-mm.
just asked the question about
Yeah.
grief. I
Who you
just
say
asked the
is my
question about grief.
I just asked the question about emotional
All
honesty.
right. Well, that's okay.
Who's next?
Um, we kind of answered these questions. How do you heal emotional wounds from your past?
Ooh, that's a good one.
From the past?
Mm, I don't know.
I can't say it enough. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. You can't ignore them because you are doomed to repeat them, or you are, or they fester, and they, in those festering wounds, even just in biology, if you stand, if something is festering and you don't take care of it, it tends to affect other things. So if you don't deal with those emotional traumas that are in the past, they tend to affect other things, other situations in your presence or in the future. So for me, I would say deal with those emotional past, acknowledge that these things happen to you. If you need to seek therapy for them, seek therapy for them. Or if you need to uh what I mean, if you need to try to forgive the situation for your own sake, remember, forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you.
That
It's
sounds so
always
good
you.
in theory.
And I know, but
Still
no, no,
working on
again,
that.
exactly, exactly. It's good. It does sound good, but
Working
it
on
is no shape and form easy. It's so much easier said than done.
it. Yeah, I'm working on it. I have realized the more I've done, as Carmen said, remove the rose-colored glasses and stop giving people passes. And I'm like, oh, it's a lot. But like I remove myself from people. And that is not really what was the question I asked? Let me read my question again so I can make sure I'm answering it. Uh-oh, I lost my question. Hold on, y'all. What was the question? Just do you remember? How do you
Uh,
past
how do you pass?
Yeah,
heal emotional stuff from the past?
right.
So because I've chosen to live for happiness, because I've chosen to do the joy thing, a lot of things I kind of dissociated with because I didn't know how to emotionally deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do well with betrayal from my loved ones. And I feel like, I mean, she gone. If she wasn't gone, I don't care. It's no secret. I feel like some of my family members straight up betrayed me. Close ones, Carmen may disagree because this was one of her biggest supporters, but my grandmother, I feel she betrayed me. So things like that, I don't know how to get past. So I've removed it. I accepted it because I don't have a choice. What can you do? What's done is done. Did I forgive you? My logic brain did because I also have learned more about who was as a human, her trials and tribulations. However, the older I get, the more I'm like, that really should not have mattered because you didn't do others like you did me. And you had many others. So that's why I said it sounds easy. My logic brain says you can forgive someone. My heart says you hurt me. So I have to remove you. I can't think about you because I don't know how. That's why I said I don't know. I asked the question, but I really don't know how to do it because I'm still working on it. I don't know how. When you hurt me at my core like that, especially someone who I only came to love you and give to you, I'm like, why? What did I do to you? And you have to come to the realization that a lot of the times when people hurt you, it has nothing to
To
do
do
with
with
you.
you.
But
Mm-hmm.
that's hard
It's
because,
hard. Yeah, yeah,
especially when you were a child, it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
But that goes back
like,
to what
oh
I was
man,
saying. I'm
huh?
sorry. I thought you were done.
Speak.
I'm sorry.
No, speak, speak, speak.
That goes back to what I was saying. Uh, the realization today that I I came to love people,
Oh,
even though those people weren't here put on this earth to love me.
yeah.
So I'm only gonna say because you spoke about your grandmother. Um, I can speak about my situation, which I've spoken about before. Like as a child, like you said, it's hard to be treated differently than other people around you. It's hard for you to cope while you see other people being respected, being loved, uh, being called, whatever it is that you see around you. And you're like, why not me? Why can't I be respected like that? Why can't I be loved like that? Why can't we have a relationship like that? Um, and again, we are all here as souls learning on this earth. But some of us, and it's thrown around a lot, but some of us are the chosen black sheep of our family. And we are chosen to break those cycles for our own children so that they don't have to feel like that among other people. So I'm going to say this to you that healing from past pain, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be something that's going to take you time, especially since the past pain that you have is from family. The family one cuts the deepest because you have blood tie. You that's your that's part of you. And a grandmother is literally a mother on top of, like, you have her DNA. So I'm gonna say this: take your time, be gentle with yourself when it comes to this. We've had this discussion before, um, when we were talking about like ancestors. You though, I don't want you to take that and keep internalizing that, because it's not you, it's them. And I'm saying that not just for you, I'm saying that for me too, because I know the situation
And
that you have when it comes to family.
I want to say that you need to give yourself some grace because you understand a lot more than you give yourself credit for, because I'm just listening to you and you understand uh a lot more of who your grandmother was as a person. And you though your you know what I mean, you, like you said, your logical mind forgives, but your heart is hurt over it. But you need to give yourself grace over that, Jolanda. That is okay that you're gonna be heart hurt. That's it. You're gonna be heart hurt over it. That's it.
Mm.
Okay? And you don't have to get over that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get over that. There's nothing to get over. You know what I'm saying? Eh,
Carmen,
I
I'm
don't think
gonna
there's
have to
nothing.
agree to disagree.
You know what I'm saying? It's not because it's the way she's gonna feel. It's the way she's gonna feel.
I and I
And because
and
that
I
person is
believe,
gone,
well,
there's
Carmen, it's a different, it's different when it's your blood family that has done this to you versus,
I
and
understand
you
because
love them
I
no
have
matter
family
what.
members that I feel a lot of that for. And I feel I understand them logically, but I I know that I'm gonna be hurt over it all the time. That's the emotion.
Yeah,
That's the emotion.
I'll say this. The biggest mistake I made concerning her was not doing what I did with her son. Actually, he can be my daddy now. I've truly forgiven him. You know, he made it to the altar, so he's been forgiven. But we had a talk.
Uh,
We had a blow up.
a blowout.
I don't like you. This is why I don't like you. You blah 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 blah. Skippy. And he took it. He took it. Whether he
Yeah.
accepted it or not, I don't know. But
Yeah.
he took it.
Yeah.
Um, and then later on in life, because that was high school, when I got into college, when you get nearer to die, you want to make yourself right with the Lord. But regardless of the reason why, him and I had many conversations since then, since the blow up. And we talked to each other as adults. And he got to actually get to know me as a adult woman. And I actually felt bad that he wasn't able to attend my wedding. I felt bad that he didn't get to know Morgan and Tyler, because I got to finally meet the person that my mom married. I got to finally meet the man who was there until I was like 10, as an adult, we got to talk, we understood each other. I I feel that if I had had the opportunity to speak with her, woman to woman, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But I never got to resolve those issues. And when I tried, I was younger and she treated me like an annoying kid. I'm not going to talk to you about that. Who are you to question me? You know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we never got that. And then when I became an adult, because of hell, I don't know why. I'm gonna call it favoritism. Hell, maybe she just never liked my mama. I don't know what the hell I did to the woman, but she moved away. I didn't have contact information. I invited her to my home. She came a couple times. But once she moved, I did not see her anymore. I didn't go to the funeral. Hell, I didn't even know she was dead. So that kind of stuff weighs on you a little bit.
Yeah, it
So
does.
when you say
Yeah, it does.
you gonna feel what you feel, yeah, I'm gonna feel what I feel.
And
However,
mm-hmm.
you were wrong. And the older I get, the more I understand that because I'm like, we all have baggage. We all have crap that happened. We all have reasons why I didn't like your mama, I didn't like your daddy. But hell, you didn't have nothing to do with that. So somebody got to be the adult. And if you kept putting me in a child's place, you didn't allow me to be the adult and to come and try to smooth it over. So this
Yep.
is not what we're supposed to be talking about, but hell, this is where we are. So, you
It's
know,
all part what
so
is it, part and parcel. Yeah, for
that's why
what we talking about.
that's why when I saw that question, I asked it because I don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys may have some insight on something and teach me something. Have I let it go? I have. I let it go, but it hurts. You see, it's like, but is that right? Is that normal? Am I
Yeah,
supposed to
because
not? Am I
for
supposed to
me,
feel light? Like,
you
what do
let
you
it go,
do?
but again, it does not just because you let it go does not mean that it does not hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It does not hurt. Like my mother's family. You know how I feel about my mother's family.
Mm-hmm.
I let it go. Does it hurt? Yes.
Yeah. Woo. We should not. We should have picked. What's your favorite color and why you like that color? Let me find you. The damn email done closed out. I can't find the place. Hold on. Um, Let me find a happy one. Shit. Yeah,
Emotionals are emotion.
I don't like.
Emotions are
I
emotional.
don't like sharing my emotions. And if I share my emotions with you, if you ever see me cry, like I cried this past weekend, that's because I felt safe. Depending on how the reaction is, I will never feel safe with you again. So it take a lot for me to cry. I've cried on this podcast, but that's because I felt safe, not with the people
Safe.
watching, but with the people with me, on it with
Well,
me.
here I got a question. Here you go.
So
How about this one?
I was
How?
explaining
Oh, I'm sorry. My
my
bad.
emotions during the emotional conversation. Go ahead, because that's my safety thing. Go
I'm
ahead.
glad that you felt safe. I
Well,
am.
go
You
ahead.
got me. I'm glad you felt safe. How do you celebrate your emotional milestones?
Never have.
I was like, I don't think I ever made a celebration. What?
I guess so. I mean, I was waiting for you all to say something so that I can be like, oh, so maybe I did, but I guess I haven't.
I never have celebrated an emotional milestone. I did not know you could celebrate an
What? Okay,
emotional.
so let's think about this then. What would that look like if we did do it?
First of all, what's an emotional milestone?
Ah,
Well, you know what? We all got handheld computers. Let me look it up.
let's look it up.
I
'Cause
need to know what that is first for before I can celebrate it.
Okay, so we're gonna look it up. Oh shoot, I just did what Yolanda did.
okay. An emotional milestone is a developmental achievement in a, okay, they talking about children. No. Well, I would say it because maybe it's the same thing. An emotional milestone is a developmental achievement in a child's ability to recognize, express, manage, and understand their own feelings, as well as respond to the emotions of others. Mm. Key aspects of an emotional milestone: self regulation, expression and identification, social connection, independence. Yeah, they really talking about babies. Look, I don't know. I mean,
No, I mean we were all babies and we all grew up, so we
I don't
can't kind
know.
of we can't kind of put it to, you know what I mean, in the adult aspect. So as an adult and having an emotional milestone, I would say um I used to okay, Jolanda. Okay, Jolanda, listen to this. Okay, I just thought about it. You internalize a lot of things. We internalize a lot of our emotions. You
Okay.
stop doing that. You spoke
Okay.
your truth. That
Okay.
is a emotional milestone because now you don't allow those things to fester within you. You speak your truth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but how do you
And
celebrate that?
so no, so that then that's the next aspect of that. So now
I
we
mean,
know what emotional milestone is.
okay.
Okay.
But to
So
celebrate it, I'm
now
like,
how do you celebrate it? Yes.
don't do it no more. I don't like, I don't
No,
know.
I mean you're gonna keep doing it because that's the
No,
milestone.
no,
You
no,
know what
no.
I'm saying?
Don't allow the behavior that you no longer tolerate to exist anymore. But you can't control other people's behavior. Because, okay, what you just described as an emotional milestone is not tolerating certain behaviors, not excusing certain behaviors, and being okay with that, unless I misunderstood what you said.
And don't forget the part about you now speaking. The milestone is now you're
And I'm
speaking.
speaking.
Yeah.
So, how would I celebrate then that?
The fact that you've moved past that internalization of emotion and you
Yeah.
speak it now and you've
That's a regurgitation of what we just said.
yeah,
How
yeah,
do
yeah,
we
yeah.
celebrate it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very weird to me. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can celebrate. I mean, I'm sure you can. I'm having a brain fart on how to do it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna celebrate. Today is the first day. We are going to celebrate our emotion. I got some candy. I was waiting to eat this one. I'm gonna eat it. That's how I celebrated my emotional milestone. I I have never thought about that. I didn't know it was possible. Come on, Chat GPT with the questions. I know for real. I'm not even trying to be funny.
No, I mean this is a
I'm
really good one because we
really
actually do not have an answer for it. We never even thought about it. We didn't even, you know what I mean? We didn't know there was a
non-existent.
possibility.
I did not know. I mean, let me. I'm gonna celebrate. I
So
ain't gonna be a
yeah.
liar.
I
I
mean,
refuse to be a liar.
I mean, here's another question we could put in here. How do you celebrate emotional? Let's look it up. Let's see.
Okay. See, that's what I get for being a smart ass. The universe choked me on my chocolate, and it's matcha. Really good.
Okay, celebrating emotional milestones involves recognizing internal growth,
Mm-hmm.
such as improved self regulation,
Mm-hmm.
empathy, and overcoming fears through intentional reflection and positive reinforcement. You can document the growth, keep a milestone journal, scrapbook, or growth board to track emotional achievements, such as handling frustrations better, sharing with others. So we can say that this podcast
A celebration because we're
is a
sharing.
celebration of emotional milestone.
Well, there we go. And we all do it the same way. Look at the power of three.
There you go.
News to me, girl. I don't know. I never thought of that.
Oh, here's the create joy days or treats. Plan a day dedicated to activities that bring you joy, or treat yourself to something special to honor the achievement. So treat yourself.
I treat
You know,
myself a lot.
yourself.
So I do that unconsciously at this point. I treat myself a lot. Well, I do have another question, and let's kind of wrap up because we are getting long-winded with the questions, and I don't think I can take any more emotional roller coaster. If anyone else can, let me know. I'm like for
Oh
real.
no, we can do it. Come on.
My emotions are
We
going through a lot.
can.
Um, it was a good one. How do you? Oh shoot, here it is. How do you model emotional wellness? Because I do believe, even though we have issues, that we're pretty much on the good side of the emotional roller coaster. How do you model emotional wellness for others? Have you ever thought about that? How do you model it? Like let's just say for we won't say for others that people like we don't care about because I don't really care about people in the world. How do you model emotional wellness for your children?
Uh, we talk about things. I let them cry. I let them let out their emotions if they need to. Um, I support them. I guess modeling wise though, I don't because I take care of what I need to take care of on my own. But I do support my children so that they can be emotionally stable. In my classroom, I just I act accordingly. Like I if I need to self-regulate, they know if I get quiet, be quiet. Miss Brothers is waiting on us. Or if I turn my chair to the corner, they're like, "Oh, Miss Brothers needs a timeout." Like so when they need a timeout, they turn their chair, they go sit in the corner or go sit by the door or whatever they want to do. Um Modeling wise, I'm going to say I'm not a good modeler because
Olivia,
You just
Olivia,
did it. You
you
just did it.
just said
You
it.
did. You just modeled it.
So like you
You
answered.
got a classroom of 30 kids doing exactly the same
oh,
thing. You
all
did
right,
it.
Okay,
all
end of
right.
statement, end of discussion. So that's how you
Yeah, you
model
did.
emotional wellness. You're a
Yes.
do as I do, not as
You
I
were
say person. So you show them, and I said for our children, I meant the ones that came through your body. You have, like Carmen said, 30 children who just met you, who you are emotionally stable enough to just by your actions, not raising your voice, not using any form of disciplinary action, just by what you do, they have learned to emotionally regulate themselves. That
yes.
is the definition of modeling emotional regulation.
Listen, yeah,
All right, well then I
you
guess I do
did.
it.
Anywho, thank you, Olivia, for wrapping this up very well. Give
You did
yourself some
something.
credit.
Exactly. Give yourself some celebrate your emotional milestones.
Have a chocolate. I'd send it to you, but I'm in another state.
I
Yes.
don't have any chocolate.
I'd let you
So
take a bite of the sweet finger, but
No, thanks.
put it back up there. Put it back up there.
Thank you. All right. Well, it's all sugar. I melt in the rain.
So silly.
No thanks.
My mother used to say that. You know, I'm sugar. I can't go in the rain because I'm a melt. I really believe that. My mother is definitely in love with herself.
That's a wonderful
I get
thing.
it honestly. Okay.
But yeah, I think Olivia kind of summed that right up for us.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody, a good way to model emotional regulation is always to allow people to have their voice. When you don't have a voice, you tend to stifle your emotions. So remember that we all have a voice, and we are all entitled to use it, and our emotions matter. Emotional health is important, and to always regulate yours. So this has been another uh, wonderful episode of Beyond the First Chapter with Jolanda, Olivia, and Carmen. And we will see you next time.
Oh, and don't
Bye.
forget to treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Bye.
Bye.